Hello, I'm Cliff Ely. I'm an attorney practicing in the area of workers' compensation law in Colorado, and today I'm going to talk about permanent partial disability benefits. Permanent partial disability benefits are the benefits that an injured worker receives when he has a permanent impairment to a part of his body but is able to return to work at some kind of employment. It is not necessary that you are able to return to work at your old job, just that you can return to work at some type of employment. If you can't return to work in any kind of work for even a few hours a day, then you're considered permanently totally disabled, which is something I will talk about in another video. In this video I'm going to talk about extremity or scheduled ratings. Extremity ratings are, as the name implies, ratings that are given for injuries to arms or legs or any part thereof, a knee, a hand. They're given extremity ratings. The benefits for extremity ratings are usually less than whole person ratings, which are for injuries to the head, neck, back, or torso. And they are the same for everybody, regardless of how much you were making while working or how old you were when you got injured or when you reached maximum medical improvement. And they're based upon 842.107(2), which provides the number of weeks you can receive for the total loss of the use of one of your extremities or a part thereof. For example, the complete loss of the arm at the shoulder, or the loss of use of the arm at the shoulder, is worth 208 weeks. To figure out what that's worth in terms of permanent partial disability benefits, you need to multiply the rating times the number of weeks times a per week amount that is calculated every year by the Division of Workers' Compensation. And it's usually between July 1 of each year. For example, if you were injured on or after July 1, 2009, but before July 1 of 2010, and you had a 10% rating of your arm, you would multiply that rating times the number of weeks given for the loss of use of an arm, which is 208 weeks, and you'd come up with 20.8. Then you would multiply that times $254.06. That is the weekly rate that is paid for anybody injured between July 1, 2009 and July 1, 2010. And you would get, if you multiply those things, you would receive $5,284.44. Now that doesn't sound like very much money, and it isn't very much, especially if the injury you have prevents you from returning to work at a high-paying job, for example, a truck driver or a nurse or something like that. A little over $5,000 really isn't going to compensate you for your injuries. And that is, in my opinion, one of the unfair things about the Workers' Compensation Act. As long as you're able to return to work at something and you have that arm injury, then you are going to be limited to that extremity rating unless somehow you can say this also impacts your head, neck, or back. If you received a disability rating from your authorized treating physician and want to know what that's worth, please call me and I'd be happy to provide you with my opinion. My number is 303-785-2828.